Hello and welcome back to Grittybirds Live, and today it is 1 week and 1 day until we are launching a new show. Like, how quickly does time go? I can't even believe it. So I'm going to go ahead, we're here right now, we're going to do two things. First of all, we're going to share this wonderful feed to Facebook, so if anyone is tuning in, and according to this says nobody is yet, help me out by sharing this to your pages. And in just a couple seconds, we'll get a little bit farther onto this. This week's show is going to be really great. I even made a board. Hey! We're going to talk a little bit about a few things, including X-Ray. We're going to be talking about Thunderclap. We're going to be talking about releases in the last week, the shows that I hit last week, the shows I'm going to be hitting this week, and of course, the launch that's happening in a week. So, I'm also going to go really quickly live onto Instagram. Oh my gosh, hello to the two people who are out there right now. I'm so excited about the show today. This is going to be a weekly regular thing that's going to be happening. We're going to be just packing a bunch of stuff into about 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to take off down to North Portland. So, first of all, I want to say welcome. This is Grittybirds Live. I'm still kind of figuring out all the doodads and everything to make this look really cool, but hey, whatever. Growth in progress, right? So I'm just hanging out here. This is my fish. I love my new desk because I can be able to turn it around. It looks like I kind of lost a couple people. So, for those of you just tuning in, welcome here. So this week is going to be a new launch for the show. Last week I was really thrilled to be able to put all of the things out and share everything with my Facebook subscribers and to my subscribers on Instagram. And specifically to the Kickstarter and the Patreon subscribers. So we've had a lot of listens for the people who've been supporting the show so far, which is fantastic. This week I'm excited because I've been partnering with X-Ray for the last year. They're the ones who took the format up. And so we're going to be having the show on air this week. So stay tuned for details on that. I don't have the exact date yet, but I've been working on the radio edit. Second, this week, actually, speaking of X-Ray, is the X-Ray Fund Drive. So I'll be giving you a little bit more information how you can support community radio here in Portland. There's a lot of fantastic community radio, and I've been really thrilled and happy to partner with X-Ray for the last couple of years. And later on today, I'm going to be going down to Hang There, where we're going to be talking about details of that fundraiser. So there are hundreds of shows that have been on the network, including mine, that have helped. That X-Ray has helped bring up, and it's just so fantastic. Okay, next, with the show in 1 week, we have a hugely important thing going on, which is our Thunderclap. A lot of people have been asking me about this Thunderclap, and here, this is Thunderclap's logo right here. I found a smaller one. So this is Thunderclap. This is Thunderclap right here. Thunderclap is a really easy and free tool. Did I mention free? It's free. It's free to me, it's free to you. I've spent no money on it. I could spend some money on it, but right now, obviously we make the choices to spend money where we have to, and right now that's not an important part. What it does is that I go ahead and I post a little link, a little text, and this is the link right now here to it. If you want to check it out, this is the link. I'm going to move it right here. That's bit.ly/doctorssz. And if you go to that link, what you're doing is you're going to click on it, you're going to say, I support this Thunderclap, and it's going to connect your socials, Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr, if any of those are yours. And what it does is that you'll say, yes, I connect to this, and if you connect to it, you're going to send out that message if I reach 100 people that follow this and support this campaign by the time of next week. So already I have 12. Okay, we're back online. I lost you for just a second. So essentially what Thunderclap is that you go ahead, you click, and you, like with anything, we are dealing with some technical issues. I'm still figuring out the Wi-Fi in my space, so it's hardly perfect. But it looks like we are live and moving again, so I'm going to go ahead and share this new link. These are essentially going to be to YouTube. They're going to be going onto YouTube if you're just linking back on. The first video, I just give you a little intro. We start talking about Thunderclap. I just started talking about Thunderclap. Thunderclap is a wonderful tool that lets my message go out to hundreds of thousands of people. So imagine that currently I have a couple thousand people in my network on the people that I follow. You have anywhere from like 500 to a couple thousand plus. And if you support me, then on the day of the release, it all goes out to them, which is fantastic and a really huge way to boost things. So that's what Thunderclap is. Please support. That's bit.ly, and that is the link below, so please check it out. So next of all, yeah, I went to some fantastic shows last week. It was deadline week, so we got the first episode out to the new subscribers, and through Kickstarter and Patreon, and then also the Vortex magazine is going to be out next week, and I'm so excited because this quarter's feature was on the Wild Ones, so I was able to have a wonderful conversation with Danielle Sullivan. She is an artist that I've deeply respected for a very, very long time, and I love her. She came to the home studio, and we had a fantastic conversation, and that is going to be in the magazine, and it also is going to be the debut episode of the show. So the show is now going to be in 3 parts. So it's going to be like 3 little vignettes, and there's going to be some exclusive footage that go out to the paid subscribers on Patreon. And what you're going to be getting out of this episode is we're taking a creative journey. So we're taking a look at all those wonderful pieces. So Wild Ones are important for 2 reasons. Number 1, they put on a fantastic show last Sunday. It was so sad to miss it. But they also released their album, and I promise you have to listen to it. You can get a preview of it when the episode comes out next week. And it is out right now on Spotify. So if you want to check out that, go ahead right now. But more importantly, you have to be supporting your artists and going ahead and going to Bandcamp and iTunes and downloading those episodes. So last week's releases, coming back to that, we're talking about releases right now. So I'm going to take down this Thunderclap link. First of all, last week's releases, we're talking Sisters. Sisters, I got to go to their show the other night, and they were on the show last season. I absolutely love them. And Sisters' new album has gone even farther deep with like the 80s and 70s kind of nostalgia piece. And they are some of the most fantastic artists. And like when I talked to them the other night, what Andrew was telling me was like, we're never afraid to go farther into it, to be able to like really see where the music takes us. So they take an opportunity to go ahead and step out into a place, into a barn or like somewhere exclusive, so that they can go ahead and really dive into the writing process. And that's what they did for this last album. So their album release, it's a release that's now on Tender Loving Empire. So they were at Liquor Store, and I'll be talking a little bit more about Liquor Store because I want to bring up Liz Elder in a little bit. Second of all, I'm so psyched. I finally got tickets with my friend Gray to go down to St. Vincent on January 20th, and I really am just a huge... Okay, so we talk about Annie in a really way that's tactile. So if you're just tuning in, this is part 3. I'm having some issues with my stream, so this YouTube video is going to be in 3 parts. So I was just talking about album releases and St. Vincent. This time I'm going to be going to go see St. Vincent this year, and I'm super, super excited to be able to catch her this year. This is the first time I'll be able to see her live this year. I have tickets to her and Annie Tori Amos, and Broken Social Scene on the 24th, which is the day of the release. So I've so far talked about Sisters release, I've talked about St. Vincent release and Wild Ones, and one that has not been brought up yet is Nurses. So Nurses was one of the artists that we were looking at for artists to watch this quarter. They've been a long-time favorite, and their newest album really has a very interesting feel. And it also came out this week, so I highly recommend that you go check that out. Here we go. So those are the releases that I wanted to touch base. I've got a few more local releases that I want to talk about next time, and we touch back next Monday at 7 p.m. Next, the shows that I caught last week. I had the pleasure to be able to go see Sisters. I mentioned them before. Sisters had a fantastic... Emily and Andrew give on such a really dynamic live performance. When it comes down to drums and vocals and keys and synths, those two can pull together a piece in a way that I can't see many small bands to be able to do quite so much. I think that like some local references that you might be able to see would be something like Poppy Fimbres, Shauna Fimbres, like the OBT pieces. They're amazing Drekik, who I featured a little bit in the Kickstarter video, who I'm hoping at some point I can have on the show. Poppy's been a regular guest of Grittybirds. Other bands who have that regular like drum beat would include Tala Get Down Stay Down, who's been on the show, and being able to have that energy when you're sitting there with a small bit singing and playing is really hard to do and pretty incredible. Speaking of incredible rhythm sections, I got to see Kaki this week. Casey King this week. I realized how to say her name because of the piece that preceded her was this project called Lost Land or Aberdeen. I had the pleasure of seeing that earlier this year in its original version with my friend Matt Sheehy from Lost Lander. So Lost Lander, it's essentially a concept project based around a story that he's created. And it's a one-man piece that brings in visual elements that are brought in by Sarah, his partner in life and in Lost Lander. And I definitely recommend that when it comes back, you should check it out. It was actually just a preview piece, and it was really interesting to step into it because I had shown up to the previous show late. So being able to catch the first half really made the second half make a lot more sense, and also make me be like, oh my god, you have no idea what's coming. And from what I understand when I talked to Matt, he said that it's actually even developing further. So I'm talking to Matt about having him on one of the grittybirds Presents, at least some of the music from it, so that we can talk a little bit more about the project. It's really cool. Casey King, wow, like, I'm not a guitar player, but it's something that I've gotten more into and I've come to really appreciate it. Last year when I saw Glad Hexelman and got an interview with him for the Mercury, I really enjoyed being able to quite grasp and go deep into the concept of like pickings, etc. like this, and how you can sit there in a guitar and really create something. In general, Casey King has often used projections that have created a really interesting visual for her playing. But this particular time, she said that it was a special show for her because she's very rarely ever in the last decade or so played just a live show alone. And what she did is she pieced little stories together, and she has a great wit, a fantastic sense of humor about her, and she is a virtuoso. And I absolutely am looking forward to seeing her grow as an artist, and hopefully at some point can have a chat with her. So, now we're at the fourth part of the episode, in case you just tuned in. So far we've talked about the Thunderclap that's happening right now, some fundraising things for X-Ray FM that's going to be happening right now. But finally, I'm really excited to share the shows that are coming up this week. The shows this week! So I've got a couple more links right here. So first of all, the biggest one that I want to bring up right now is Lose Your Mind. Lose Your Mind Festival. If you do not know Liz Elder is one of the hardest working people in the business. So I talked about her, I think it might be in the last video, because this is now in like 4 parts. Liz is the organizer, the booking agent over at Liquor Store, and she is an absolute warrior. She is a killer, and she has put together one of the best bills I've seen in a long time for Lose Your Mind and for any festival locally that really focuses on some really killer punk, rock, psych, etc. This fall, I'm going to be heading on Friday to catch the lineup, including Chastity Belt and Ghosties, and I'm so excited, like, so excited. I have gotten to see Shannon the Clams before with them. This year they're actually having Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, one of their songs, was featured on last season when I went to Chicago, because they're a Chicago band. I've gotten to know a few different Chicago bands. By the way, happy birthday, Billy Yost from The Kickback. Another album you should definitely check out. And it is one of the best festivals in Portland, hands down, and it's going to be on Friday and Saturday night. You can go to loseyourmind.com to be able to go get tickets to that. I picked up my ticket today. Liz has put her life into this project. Like, I cannot express the depth of strength that woman has. So, Lose Your Mind, so pumped, come hang out. The other show that I'm hitting this week is with my friend from San Francisco, who is from, I met through the Balanced Breakfast Network, and my friend Jared from Abbott, Kinney. So he's going to be playing with Camp Crush on this Thursday over at Kelly's Olympian, and I'll be there hanging out, and super excited. He's going to wear a Gritty Bird shirt. So if you are a Kickstarter who has a shirt coming, come down there. I'm just going to bring the little bin, so I'll send that out in the Kickstarter, etc. But let's go ahead and support this. So the very, very last piece is today I want to talk just a little bit about the Me Too movement. If you don't know me very well personally, a year ago I came out in a really, really huge way as an assault survivor. I am an abuse survivor, I'm an assault survivor, and this is a part of my testimony and my journey. I think that, like, this music community is awesome and supportive and great, but that there have been so many pieces where for women it hasn't always felt safe or ready to be there. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the women who have felt comfortable to be able to spread their voice. Like, this was a week where I ended up having an issue with my job. I'm so supportive of the place that I work that was able to say, like, I believe you in the thing that happened to you. And it's really important that we keep doing this because it never gets less important. So it's a message I'm going to keep saying, even though I just had a drop off in listeners right there. I don't care. It absolutely is important that we are getting our voices out there and that women are continuing to get uplifted. So I'm super excited. Next Tuesday, we are back here. Grittybirds is going to be going live, and so excited because the first episode is incredible. I'm so excited about the lineup that is a part of this. Let me see if I can find that link, that photo. Of course I can't, but I was trying to get everything put in here. Here we go. This is the one. All right, so this is season 1. This is the episode. Thank you to the people at Thunderclap who are helping out, Kickstarter, all the supporters there, Patreon, Regional Arts and Culture Council that sent me back to podcast for this year, Vortex, we're moving it out that week, and then X-Ray where it's going to be this week. So that's right here. I'm going to put it away. Please, if you haven't yet, you can support the show over at patreon.com, or you can go ahead and help on Thunderclap. Please help on Thunderclap, Thunderclap, Thunderclap. Everything is Thunderclap. It's kind of fun. So help out on Thunderclap. Again, the link to Thunderclap. This is the best way that you can help right now. It's free. It's easy. It's going to go ahead and post right here. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in just a little while. Bye.